Le Cordon Bleu College of Culinary Arts is dedicated to preparing aspiring professionals in the areas of culinary arts, patisserie and baking, and hospitality and restaurant management.
Disaster Planning and Response Art Rescue is a first responder for the world of art, providing planning, packing, evacuation, conservation, and storage for all your treasured possessions. Paperweights are the crown jewels of glass artistry. You can discover both antique and modern paperweights at the L.H. Selman Gallery in Chicago's Fine Arts Building.
How this works. So I invite 3 creatives to dinner, and a celebrity chef, a guest chef, makes something wonderful for us. And over food and wine and a few impromptu performances, we've got some good ones tonight, we let the conversations flow, and it goes all over the map. So we have a really fun night tonight. If you're watching on fearnoart.tv, or of course if you are here in the stage, hopefully you have your Twitter fingers ready. There are lots of great prizes that we're going to be giving away for tweets that we pick to be asked on stage. And our handle, of course, is fearnoart, CHGO. So don't miss out. You're going to want to Twitter in.
'Cause now is all there ever was and all there ever will be. So kiss it, kick it, scream it now.
All right.
Can I eat now?
So now you know why it's a movement of 25 years. You have a tweet for you, sir, and that tweet is coming from
Tell that old guy to shut up. I don't want to listen to him.
C. Thorin, you have just won yourself 2 tickets to the Chicago Slamworks Pass, which means there's a performance on April 3rd, there's a performance on May 21st, there's a performance in July, and there's also the Encyclopedia show. So you get 2 tickets for all 4 shows. And the question is, how do you think slam poetry relates to other literary movements of our time?
I think that the slam movement is probably going to go down as the biggest thing that happened in the performance literary, in the literary scene of our century. Bigger than the Beats everywhere. Everybody talks about the Beats and everything. The Beat thing was never as big as this is. This is all over the world. When the Speakeasy Ensemble and I went to Hamburg, Germany for the German National Slam, we performed, for the first 4 nights, we were performing in these old opera houses that are centuries old, beautiful. You know, 800 people each night. The last night is in a hockey stadium, 5,000 people listening to slam poetry, performance poetry. And you'd think in a 5,000 seat stadium, it's going to be, you know, you lose the intimacy. My favorite story is at the reception afterwards, this German guy comes up there, Mr. Smtih, Mr. Smtih, I am a lawyer in Hamburg, and I want to tell you, you made me cry.
I bet it would get a sound like this. Anyway, something like that, okay.
And I think that that's probably what you do for the kids, you know.
Open a door.
It's a doorway, especially the bad kids.
Right.
The troublemakers are the smartest and most creative.
Exactly. Absolutely. One of my residencies in
Let's hear it for
Milwaukee.
the troublemakers.
Troublemaker over there, I can see him.
In half. Yeah, we got him.
One of my residencies, a month-long residency, it wasn't until the final day that the coordinator said, you know, you had the 2 worst kids in the school. Well, these 2 kids were the only ones that had perfect attendance, but they pointed at one. He said, well, he burned down the principal's office. The other one threatened to kill his mother. but they were my model students from day one.
Yeah, looking for an outlet, right? Looking for a way,
The key is, I think, like with all of us that are working with the youth, is to relate, is to, you know, what gives you the blues, you know, make it personal. And I make it fun. Yeah. And you make it serious, but you let them know that they can have fun, and it doesn't matter where you come from, what your background is, what your ethnicity is. You know, we all have the blues, and when they grasp that you can, I mean, that's the beauty of the blues, is that you go on stage and the guy on the mic is singing about your old man. You know, I mean, singing about whatever you're going through. That's the beauty of it, that we can all, it is actually the most universal, so that the key is just showing them that
it's human.
That they had the blues too.
And I think a lot of what we've already heard tonight is your two disciplines is about making things live.
Right.
And making things real, right? You can read music, but what does it mean to learn how to perform it and live it? You can read poetry, but what does it mean to actually recite it and teach others and compete even? That's the beautiful thing about slam. You kind of like, you go off, right?
Yes,
if you're bad, you can be told you're
down.
bad.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, people will take you down.
But you can live art right here in Chicago. We have amazing art institutions. And clearly, there is the Art Institute, right? The big sort of grand dame. But then there are beautiful smaller institutions like the Museum of Contemporary Photography that has these beautiful jewel-like shows. And of course, there's the institution that I grew up with, which is the MCA.
Right.
And I saw Marc perform
At the MCA?
when the MCA, the building that it's in currently, when it opened. There was a 24-hour party. And the idea is not everyone's going to go into a museum and look at the pictures on the wall, right?
Right.
Some people want to feel welcome into the building, and the way they feel welcome is to provide something that feels alive to people, so that they now claim the building as their own and then begin to participate and somehow take in the visual art. And that really is the goal now as well.
MCA has always been that
always been
renegade
groundbreaking.
that bringing people in there. And
absolutely.
Yeah, their summer solstice, when they started that thing, the slam was a showcase of it.
Yeah,
absolutely.
Yeah.
We got in trouble because they had so many people listening that we were breaking the fire code because there were so many people.
I bet you would break the fire code.
I would.
We're going to take one last question because I want to be respectful of all the artists who've been here tonight. And this is for the man who's drinking his fear quite readily. Matt, you can do it. It's only one question.
I gotcha.
So from @LoveMaddiePerry, this person is winning a Le Cordon Bleu cookbook. So whoever @LoveMaryPatty is, DM me your information and I'll get that to you.
Let's all look at them for the answer.
Yes, okay. So Matt, who or what inspires you when you create fabulous dishes? You can do it.
It just comes down to the season. That's the most inspiring thing that I have, is finding the most fresh ingredients that I can, working with my farmers. They're amazing people. I mean, that's really what it boils down to, is basically being able to take these great ingredients that I get from these people who work their asses off to grow them for me, or raise them for me, and elevating them to the highest potential that they have. And, you know, I hope that I do that every single day.